Friends are people that will support you through good and bad times. They are also trusting and you can share personal things with them. They will understand you. For example, if you're friends with your football coach, they may know that you aren't very good with your left foot. This is helpful because during training the coach can help you improve this weakness. Being friends with your coach can also be good as they will support you if you win an important game in netball, but they will also support you if you lose or if you have a bad match. Also, if you're friends, then giving and receiving feedback will be easier as they know they're doing what's best for the athlete. For example, during a rugby training session, the coach may correct your rugby tackling technique. Athletes will also want to train harder because they will want to support the coach and want to see them succeed. This could happen during hockey training sessions when the players will work harder in a game. However, being friends with your coach can be bad for the athlete and the coach. During basketball training sessions, athletes may take advantage of their friendship with the coach, meaning they don't work as hard or they may mess around and distract others as they think they can get away with it. If a football coach and a player have a friendship, then the football coach could be biased towards them. This can build divide in the team as players feel left out. This could result in them losing respect towards the coach. An example of this would be football. When the coach picks a team for the game, the coach may pick people that they are friends with over others who are better and will benefit the team more. Also, if the coach doesn't pick their friends, then they may take it the wrong way, which could also divide the team. The boundaries between coach and players could be broken, and they can become closer. An example of this would be in gymnastics, as it's very hands-on, as they have to support the gymnast, so the coach and the athlete could develop a close relationship. A role model is someone that athletes will look up to, and they will also want to copy them. Role models are often professionals as they're very successful and they've been through the system. They also get media coverage so young kids can see them. Role models are very important for young kids as this will influence them to do something, and if they see their idol doing it, it will strengthen this behaviour. They can influence you to make good decisions. For example, in cycling, the coach can express their dislike in performance-enhancing drugs, which could influence the athletes to not take them. During a half-time break in basketball, the athletes will listen to the coach and respect them, as the coach will know what's best for the team if they are an ex-player. If your coach is your role model, then it's going to motivate you to impress them. For example, during a swimming competition, if your coach is poolside, it's going to make you swim harder, as you want to make them proud of you. It will keep you interested and involved in the sport. For example, in football, if your role model is a professional, it's going to motivate you to get to the level that they are at, and it will keep you interested in the sport. Role models are a good way to influence the future generations to behave appropriately and to play fair, but there is a lack of female role models in the sporting industry. This means young girls don't have any female athletes to idolise. This is due to the lack of media coverage women's sports gets. If a coach turns up late to netball training or goes out the night before, the athletes may copy this behaviour, which will result in training or matches not being beneficial. A rugby coach can be single-minded and arrogant, which a performer may copy, which could result in them being rude towards the officials, resulting in a fine or a ban, which will look bad on the club. The media will also show when professional athletes have messed up. For example, Hugo Lloris got caught drink driving. This is bad because all of the people that idolise him will think it's okay to do this as he's a professional player, so they may start copying this. A motivator is someone that encourages you to do something. They set smart goals that they want you to achieve. They keep you interested in the sport and motivated in this sport. If the coach is a motivator, then the athletes may be more capable than they thought. This can happen in gymnastics, as they may be able to perform a move that they've never been able to do before, like a handspring. A motivator will push you to do the best you can. Like in a badminton training session, this is beneficial as the athlete will get the most out of this session. The coach can motivate them with external motivation, i.e. money. They could receive a certain amount if they win an important competition in tennis. Sometimes a coach can over-motivate an athlete. This would not be good for sports that require fine movements, such as archery, curling or darts, because they have to concentrate. Athletes will become more dependent on this motivation. For example, in boxing, the boxer is constantly provided with motivation, therefore they will rely on it. If the coach is constantly shouting at the players in a hockey match, the players may get angry or annoyed with them, which could put them off the sport. Some coaches shout at their players to motivate them. However, this doesn't work for everyone, as some respond better to other methods, which means they might not stay committed to the sport. The coach could also set unattainable goals for their players to achieve. This would put pressure on the athletes because if they don't reach these goals, they may feel disappointed in themselves, which could affect the way that they play. A trainer is someone that will help you reach your full potential in any sport. They can help teach certain skills or techniques as they are normally highly qualified in certain areas. They can also help you mentally as well as physically. They can monitor your progress, which will be helpful if you want to know if you've achieved your goal. This will be useful for swimming if you're trying to reach a personal best, as you can see how far off it you are. In rugby, if your fitness isn't very good, then you can get a fitness trainer which will help you to improve this weakness. Another positive of a trainer is that it helps motivation and keeps the interest of the athlete. This is because a trainer can give positive and constructive comments to the participants, and this will help them improve their skill for specific sports. A sporting example of this is in football, when the coach can give constructive criticism at half-time. However, a trainer may be generic and therefore may not be helpful if you want to improve a certain skill. For example, in netball, you may have a fitness coach, but they can't help you with the technical stuff. In tennis, if the coach isn't as good as the athlete, then the athlete won't be able to improve, for example, during practice matches. A trainer could be used to dealing with team sports, so therefore won't be able to specialise with single sports. The trainer doesn't come up with new ways to coach. Therefore, the athletes could get bored of the training sessions if they are constantly repeated. The trainer might not be able to adapt to the different positions in a team sport, such as netball. For example, the coach might be an expert in shooting, so they can help goal shoot and goal attack, but they might not be able to help the more defensive players, such as wing defence or goal defence.